Damn, yeah, I just read the statement. That's heartbreaking, man.
It is.
I feel for Luca.
And there's it's going to be kind of fucking crazy.
I'll save that and add it to the
Bobby, why?
I don't know, 225. I feel alive. I don't know about you.
Damn.
Some little rhyming for you. It's been a while since I opened up with a rhyme, Dylan.
Yeah, you should start next time with a haiku.
Oh, I have to.
Maybe some Shel Silverstein.
A little 575.
Yeah.
I have to get the whole stanza ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much work. Welcome to the Joystick Show, where you'd be mistaken if you thought this was the haiku hour, but it is not. Unfortunately, it's going to be the Joystick half hour or something like that.
40,
aim for 40. It might be a little shorter because we're filming this a little later in the weekend, but it's gonna be a chill one. Make sure to go ahead and like this episode. It'll make us feel grandiose. I feel like that's a good word to use today.
I like that. Make us feel regal.
Ooh, like that. Yeah, and make sure to subscribe. I don't have a third one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did moderately well on my SAT. I didn't fail it, but
we'll have you comment something else underneath.
Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see what we're talking about. You can check that out in the goals list. Quick tangent. What did you do? Do you remember what you got on your SAT?
No, but every few years they change what the max score is.
Yeah.
So your score doesn't mean anything after a bit.
When we were in high school, it was like, what, 2,400?
Yeah, it was 2,400 was the max. I believe I got 16 something.
Yeah, I think I got like 1,650 or
1670 in that range. I remember I was supposed to take it a second time, and then I was like, I did good enough. Fuck that.
Exactly. Same shot. I'm about to spend 3 more hours on a different Saturday.
I remember my brother every time he went like 3 different times and got the same fucking low ass score every time, and I was just like, hee hee.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and we promise that the rest of this podcast will not be related to the SATs.
Yeah, guys, actually, we actually are going to talk about imagine.
It's Regents Week. Like, what the fuck?
No, imagine you're watching the podcast, and then when what we're talking about, it's all SAT topics. You're like, what the fuck?
Dylan busts out some Scantrons and some number 2 pencils. Like, whoa, this is a whole ass test.
I got the Kaplan book.
I should do that for fun one day. Just like for a segment, I give you guys Scantrons.
I would fucking hate that. You're like, I gotta
bubble it in.
Okay, I gotta bring these to the school to get graded. So next episode,
we'll find out who won. I gotta go to the Scantron.
That's fucking horrible.
Anyway, enough of that bullshit.
Yeah.
On the opposite on the opposite side of the fun spectrum, we had a game night yesterday, and I figured we'd talk about that since it's nice and fresh. And
okay.
I had a fun time, but from the perspective of someone who didn't host it, what did you experience?
I mean, I fucking love games. Simple as that. So when I hear that there is a game night, I think that I'm always on board.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was not. I wish it was longer. Of course, I always wish that. But when there's that many people, it's hard to kind of keep the pace up.
Yeah.
But next time I got some games I want to whip out. There's at least probably about 5 or 6 games that are more of like there's no cards or anything. You kind of just like riff, like improv type stuff. That's fun. And then also some drinking games, some good old ride the bus, that sort of thing. I feel like Ride the Bus is one of my favorite games.
You've talked about it, but I don't know the rules.
Okay. Well, it's essentially a game where you get drunk.
If that sounds like an easy objective.
So the game is basically just like different rounds, and each round is like a set of questions.
Gotcha.
So the first round is basically like, you get a card, and then your next question is like higher or lower, and you're like, I don't know, and then you guess lower, and if it's lower, you're good. If it's higher, then you drink.
Gotcha.
And then you have to pick like, red or black. And
interesting.
Then so each question, it's like a 50-50 chance or like a 25% chance.
Gotcha.
And that's why you drink a lot, because you often get it wrong.
That sounds horrifying, but it sounds a little like King's Cup too. I don't know if you've ever.
Yes,
played
it's
that.
very similar to King's Cup, but in Ride the Bus, there's always like a loser, and then the loser will have to then ride the bus, which is then like you have to get a bunch of like rapid fire, like a lightning round, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I Yeah, like you kind of hit it on the head. We ended up having like a lot of people, which I was happy with. I was grateful that so many people showed up, but I think we were expecting it to be a lot more intimate. And when it is smaller groups, we are able to get through like more games, and you're able. It's not only that, like more games become accessible because when you have larger groups, you want to make sure you're incorporating as many people as possible.
Yeah. And then you could do a thing where you have like multiple games going on at once, but then you have people yelling over each other, and then you would need.
Which I contemplated at one point doing, but then I was like, no, I think it's more fun for everybody to kind of be involved in the same.
Yeah,
thing.
And you don't want to alienate anyone either.
Exactly,
so.
especially since everybody. It's kind of like it was my friends and Mildred's friends meeting, so I wanted to make sure people melded well, which is cool. But yeah, I definitely also wish we started earlier just because it would have been cool to play more games. But either way, I had a fun time. I'm glad Monikers is a great fucking game. Definitely going to be buying expansion packs for that. And just get ready for the next one. It's going to be fun. And I'm also going to say, get ready, Andy. Come through because I forgot to invite Andy to this one. I've been meaning to invite Andy to a game night for like 3 years now. But it's coming. Don't worry.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah. It's going to be a chill one, though.
Yeah, we actually have one day every couple of months where we have like a very intense game night. Like the lights are dim. We do like only like Trivial Pursuit hard mode. Yeah, like it's all like serious games.
We usually like just dim this light and just.
It's like I can't think of a hard Jackbox game, but it's like we play like You Don't Know Jack. Like we play like a hard one. We play like we go way back.
Fucking like Trivia Murder Party.
Yeah,
the harder. Fun. But yeah, I had a good time. I also just kind of like I'm back on my board game shit. So just to kind of like allude to it, we filmed a board game show pilot for what was supposed to be the 12 Days of Joystick. That's in the burner, but now through game night, it just kind of like reinvigorated me to like cut that up, put it out there, and then just like start production on the next one. So stay tuned for more board games because I have a lot of them. I like playing them.
I mean. To be honest, I mean that pilot made me like I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of games we can play.
Oh, for sure. There's some huge potential. We've got ideas in the burner. Like we just got to get on it. You know, I think we're a little booked for February. Like we got some stuff, but come March, pumping up some content. I promise. But yeah, so
get ready for a Twister, guys. We play Twister in a 2 square foot room.
We're gonna play Strip Twister.
Twister.
Joey keeps losing on purpose. We're like, Joey, put your clothes back on. Oh yeah, we didn't address the.
Oh yeah.
It's just me and Dylan this episode.
I got it. I know where they are. I know where they are. So Joey is building the Great Wall of China.
Yeah. Because it hasn't been built yet.
Yes, exactly.
He's defending China.
He's building it. And then Jerry is
tearing down the Great Wall of China.
Jerry is playing for the Dallas Mavericks.
Before we get into that,
no, we're not getting into that yet.
No, we are. But before we do get into that, I love the idea of Joey building the Great Wall of China, but like 200 feet behind him, Jerry's disassembling the Great Wall of China. So like Joey thinks that he's making this great, this grandiose architectural masterpiece, and Jerry's just like, just tearing it down. But that's what they're totally up to, and Joey's definitely not painting his girlfriend's room, most likely. But,
I mean, I got no comment.
Yeah,
no comment.
Jerry's actually not even home, so
we can't blame Jerry.
Jerry's like a vigilante. He's saving the day right now, or the night.
Jerry is like Batman, but like at the library.
Give me any animal right now.
Animal?
Yeah, any animal.
Fucking lion.
Jerry is the night lion. That's what he's doing. That's who he is right now. He's the night.
Not the Nyan?
The Nyan. Anyway.
Nighon.
But yes, you want to get into some sports stuff?
Yeah,
because
I do. This is the sports corner. If anyone wants to back out for like 5 minutes and come back, you can.
It's hard to be a sports corner when we have a round table.
However, this is the sports. The Pentagon.
There's still edges, but.
The death circle.
Sure.
Yeah. No. So about a week and a half ago, right? There was a big trade that happened in the hockey world, right? Where essentially like a top 5, top 10 player got traded for a top 20 player. And everyone went, that's fucking crazy. That one came out of the middle of nowhere. Because always, every single time, 99% of the time, there's a thing called a trade rumor. Where a lot of times there will be a trade but then nothing will actually ever happen.
Yeah, it's just like there's talks.
They thought it was going to happen, but then they were like, nah, so it didn't happen. Yeah. Or, sometimes there's trade talks, and then the other person's like, I want 12 first-round picks, and then,
gotcha.
Hang up. But a big trade happened in hockey, and people said, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened in other sports? And sure fucking enough, within like a week, we got the largest NBA trade in modern history, I would say. I would say most of NBA history. We could probably go back and be like, like a Wilt Chamberlain trade or something like that.
I don't think anybody expected this at all.
No player in the deal also expected it. But yeah, the Dallas Mavericks traded away the cornerstone of their franchise, Luka Doncic, for Anthony Davis and a first-round pick, essentially. There's a lot of other pieces involved. Yeah. It's a three-way trade, technically, but, yeah.
It's, I have a lot of... So, first of all, it's just a shocking trade. Like, I remember when Jerry told me last night, I was legit like, what?
Because when Jerry said it, I was like, oh, that's a cool rumor. And Jerry's like, no, it happened. Yeah. And I was like...
So there's like a lot of like rumors in that of itself where like people are saying that Luka Doncic got really overweight and that's like part of the reason. I think he was also like partially injured. I don't know how injured he is.
He's still injured.
I figured.
He is still injured.
But apparently from what I read, part of the sit-down discussion that Luka had with the Lakers was like they basically expressed that they want him to be like the next face of the franchise going forward. Because if you look back, ever since the very dawn of the Lakers, there's always been like, a top dog. You go from fucking... Was Wilt on the Lakers? But anyways, but you have fucking...
Yeah, you had
Magic.
You had Kareem and Magic.
Magic, Kobe, Shaq, and then fucking LeBron and now. But point is... I see the reasoning for it, but it's still just like, holy fuck. Like,
I mean, I see the reasoning on the Lakers side.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you see what Luka put on Instagram?
No.
He put a post out on Instagram, and it is by far the saddest fucking shit. Like, I read this, and I was like, oh my God. Because homie was like, I thought when I came here from Europe, I thought I would spend my whole life here. I thought I was going to bring a championship to the city. Texas will always have a place in my heart. And you're just like, fuck, man.
Damn. I did not see that.
But when you compare this trade to other trades that have happened in the NBA landscape, it is a fucking horrible trade. Because, you can always think about how, like, it is like a top 10 player for like a top 30 player. However, for example, a trade that the Nets made with Mr. Kevin Durant, where essentially Kevin Durant was worth Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and like 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
But then now you're telling me that Luka Doncic, a player that is, better than Durant, right? Like he's an MVP level player.
Like, and honestly just has way more years ahead of him.
Yeah, he's fucking young. I mean, it's just stupid. Like they realized also that they didn't also want to pay. Like maybe they realized they didn't. I think genuinely they didn't want to pay him the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he was set to make, like, groundbreaking money.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lakers are like, yeah, we have no problem paying that money to him.
Damn, yeah, I just read the statement. That's heartbreaking, man.
It is. I
feel for Luka.
And there's, it's going to be kind of fucking crazy.
I'll save that and add it to the
Bobby, why?
It's on my For You. It's on my For You.
Yeah, it is for you, you fucking freak. God damn. But can I just say a few things more about this?
Yes.
This is going to create a fucking villain arc, man. Like, maybe not this year, fucking Luka.
You think so?
Oh my, he's gonna fucking go crazy. Not this year, because this year he's still gonna be injured. He's gonna be fat or whatever.
I feel it's gonna create a villain arc for AD.
Well, that's this year. So this year, I think that the Mavericks are going to top 4 or they're gonna make the finals.
Yeah. And sorry to cut you off, but I think that's even the most bizarre thing is the fact that Luka Doncic, a player who practically helped carry his team to the finals last year, got traded from his team. Like, yes. That's insane.
And now what's going to happen is they're probably going to make top 4 or make the finals again. And then everyone's going to say, see, it was the right fucking move. And then you're going to fucking see this guy put up like 30 points, 12 rebounds a game. Yeah. And you're going to be like, because if you think of it, they don't have a center. Someone's going to rebound the ball. It's him or LeBron. Yeah. So Yeah, it's a little awkward for them too, because now LeBron's gonna be like a spot up shooter. It's gonna be like kind of strange.
Yeah,
in
and
that regard.
AD did an interview. I don't remember how it was, like relatively fresh, but he basically said, they asked him like what they thought the Lakers needed in terms of like a good trade, and he was like, yeah, we just need like another big. We need like another big guy, and then they went ahead and traded their big guy.
Their only big guy, yeah.
So fucking. I'm just very excited to watch what I call post All-Star break basketball, because that's kind of once all that trade shit settles in and we start getting to see the new effect. But I guess before we swing it off of this, then we heard today the DeMar DeRozan trade to the Spurs, and then of course Zach LaVine going to the Kings. And I just wanted to say, or rather I wanted to bring up a question to you. How do I phrase this? How much higher of a chance with Victor Wembanyama and not DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox does Chris Paul have at getting a ring before it's over?
He's gonna be old, man.
I know, but
like I guess. I mean, technically, he could keep coming off the bench until he's like 40.
Because I feel like the three main players that were like that are kind of like on that Charles Barkley, like will go down undoubtedly as some of the best players to ever live, but might not get a ring. I feel like it's Chris Paul, it's Westbrook, and it's Harden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you got Westbrook on the Nuggets and Harden on the Clippers, and I feel like especially in Harden's case right now, like they look good. But I just feel like Chris Paul's going to be that player that goes down without getting
No, he's not. I don't think because if you think about it too, like even if the Spurs are good, they're still going to be like 8th in the West if you really think about it. So I mean, I don't know. Sports are a little weird in that way because it's always the same few teams, you know.
Got to get Chris Paul on the Celtics.
Honestly, I see it. I see 39-year-old Chris Paul playing 5 minutes a night. Yep. Just like, hey guys, what's up?
Trying to get this ring real quick. Yeah.
I mean, I'm completely on board with that, especially at the trade deadline. You're going to see a few more of that before it's over, where it's like it's just like an elderly man.
The funny thing is like we're just because all those crazy trades happen within the 24 hours leading up to the deadline. So it's kind of nuts to say that we're just getting started, but it's also crazy that we're just getting started with these ridiculous trades. So it's like it's gonna be
it's gonna be underwhelming now because
you think so?
Well, you can't. Well,
I don't think it gets any bigger than that. But
it's like a generational trade. You can't really get bigger than that. I don't think.
You say that now. And then we get back next week and we're like, Steph Curry's been traded to the Charlotte Hornets.
No.
Imagine though. No. But yeah, I going on from that, I had something else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The other thing the other thing I wanted to talk about is also slightly sports related, but I wanted to ping pong it off real quick. Oh, that's the other thing.
Okay.
I mentioned it earlier in our group chat. I was slightly upset that Joey wasn't here to talk about it, and yet again, he's not here to talk about it. But
correct.
I was doing some research into, of all people, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and have you heard what his new like big project is?
No.
It's actually pretty interesting. So I didn't know this at all. I'm very late on this.
Is he joining the New York Mets?
No, that'd be great though. I'm very late. He's actually gonna be Mr. Met. He's the new Mr. Met. So basically, back in October, Lin-Manuel Miranda, with the help of another popular Broadway actress whose name is escaping me. I think her name is Isa something or Isa something. I'll put the name up here. They collaborated on a passion project that Lin has been wanting to do for a very long time. So are you familiar with the movie The Warriors?
Yes.
So Lin-Manuel, to keep it short, wants to adapt The Warriors into a musical. Right?
That's fucking crazy.
It is fucking crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
I think fucking crazy is the words you use when you hear that statement. So I was like, huh.
Like, I just imagine a dude with that's like dripping in the rain with like a sword and shit. Yeah. Like that's chains.
So,
oh my god.
Apparently, like I looked into some of like the behind, like not the production, but like the background of it all.
Yeah, like the early
and Lin basically did an interview where he said that like the first time he watched The Warriors, it was like on VHS when he was 8, and I think the exact words he used, it was like from then on that movie was like on 2 stone tablets for me, like basically securing that it was like his 10 commandments, so to speak, right? What I didn't know is he's been working and collaborating with other people on making a concept album for the musical. So he developed it,
okay.
He created it, and put it out in October. I don't know why I've just found out about it recently. Like I've been getting a lot more, like, I guess maybe they're kind of putting it out in the public a little more now. Mm-hmm. And now they're in the process of like working to adapt it into a stage musical, because right now it's only a concept album. But what if I told you that Lin-Manuel Miranda was able to get heavy hitters like Mark Anthony to record an original like salsa track for the album, and also like half of the Wu-Tang Clan just to rap in different,
in a song?
Yeah, multiple songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like as if characters. It's like and Nas. So it's like Nas, Cameron, RZA. Yeah. It's
what?
It's weird because the best way I could describe it, and look, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm not a fan of Hamilton. I know I'm definitely like in the minority when I say that, because it's such a groundbreaking, the
silenced minority.
Yeah, 100%. I get it, but I think it's just like Lin-Manuel's modern take on musical theater, where he blends in like rap and stuff like that. It's just not for me.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, to be honest, for me, like, I've always been in the thing where it's like I've respected his work, but it's never a situation where I'm like, oh boy, I'm watching this and have, you know.
And look, it's funny because I don't even really consider myself a fan of musical theater, but considering my parents used to do it, especially my dad, like I grew up watching the classics like West Side Story, Pajama Game, Anything Goes, Damn Yankees. So it's like I like the old, like, you know, Technicolor, old school stuff.
Me too,
you know, but the new side, it's not for me that much. So what I'm basically getting at is it's still weird to hear like even the songs on the Warriors album, because it's not like a full rap song, so to speak. Like the best way I could describe it is there's like a Broadway singer who does like a catchy chorus, and then out of nowhere Nas is like, we gotta fight for the streets, you know. It's like, oh, okay, wait, this is fucking my head up real quick. But I thought it was a cool concept, and I'm a big fan of the movie, so I think it'd be really cool.
I mean, I would 100% see that.
No,
on
absolutely.
Broadway. That would be so sick. If
I can like confidently say I still don't think I'd be a fan of the music or anything, but I would 100% want to see that adaptation. Like, yeah, and it just made me think of like other things I'd want to see adapted into Broadway at some point or another. You know, let's get the Fight Club musical going on.
It's just honestly, there are way too many options to.
Oh yeah. Like, realistically speaking, they could probably turn Forrest Gump into, like, a fucking...
Oh, they could literally turn any, like, hate to say it, like, female rom-com.
Might be tricky to have Forrest Gump do some solo ballads about Jenny. Jenny, my one and only.
No, they could do it for, like, a minute, maybe 90 seconds tops, and then it's like a transition, next scene.
We got moving on.
Yeah.
Let's go to a Lieutenant
But it's
Dan
definitely
song.
possible. I mean, you could do, like, a Legally Blonde musical or some shit like that.
They did do that.
Oh, okay. But that... My fucking point, right? It's like they could literally take any of those type of movies and just make it a musical, and it would probably hit pretty well.
Why does that sound like they did that? Legally Blonde. Yeah, they did.
Of course they musical. Fucking did.
2007.
Did they do
what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking like every movie franchise.
Because they might have, just being honest.
American Pie.
No, I don't think they did American Pie.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
No.
You almost got me.
Yeah, it was one of the movies. It's theater camp.
That time at band camp.
That time at theater camp. I shit in the curtains.
Bro, another sports thing happened, and we totally forgot about it. We totally forgot about Dylan.
What?
We forgot.
You forgot?
We forgot about Royal Rumble, Dylan. Because, you know, we're the biggest wrestling fans in the world. And
oh, fucking Royal. I mean, I do love the Royal Rumble.
No, I was going to say I can't speak for Dylan. I can't speak for other people at the Joystick show. But I can personally say that as a person who's never really been a fan of wrestling and still isn't a fan of wrestling, I can get behind the Royal Rumble. That's a fun time.
We had a family friend growing up that their dad would always buy on pay-per-view Royal Rumble, and we would go there and watch the entire fucking shit, because it wasn't just the Royal Rumble. There was other matches in the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like they would work in title fights and everything, and then work that into the Royal Rumble, and then you'd have someone who got their ass kicked like an hour ago come back into the Royal Rumble. You'd be like, wait,
he's in this?
Didn't you just like pass out, bro? Like, why are you here?
Were you just in an exploding car?
Didn't Jeff Hardy jump 35 feet onto your body?
But the Royal Rumble happened, and it was, I don't know, it was interesting to say the least. I caught up on some news. Apparently the winner was Jey Uso. I don't follow wrestling, but he appears to be a popular name these days. My whole thing is like in especially in recency, the Royal Rumble has kind of turned into like this celebrity kind of like thing where, you know, I'm sure I don't have to explain it to people, but you know, there's 30 entrants. The vast majority of them are wrestlers, and they get put into the ring like in intervals of 90 seconds or something like that. But in the past few years, they've been doing this interesting thing where like one or two of the entrants will be like celebrity guests, right? Yeah. So a couple years back, I think it was Johnny Knoxville came in, and then they did one with Bad Bunny and Logan Paul and blah, yada, yada, yada. But this year, like the big heavy hitters in terms of like, you know, celebrity names.
Sabrina Carpenter.
No, that'd have been great. We had John Cena, which I know is a wrestler, but apparently it was supposed to be like his final match, like in the WWE. So it was like a farewell retirement type thing. Logan Paul came back. Apparently he was number 30. And here's the interesting one. I Show Speed.
Okay, that makes sense.
It does make sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't actually get a chance to see it, but I'd imagine he did some like impressively physical shit.
Oh yeah, I was watching a clip of him playing. He is mired in some controversy. He was like copywriting, striking a lot of videos and stuff like that.
Oh, that was him, right?
Yeah, that was he copyright struck like 800 videos on YouTube or something like that.
Forgot about that.
Which can hurt people, but apparently he's not doing it anymore. But I was watching a video of him. Basically, like he got taught how to ice skate. And he was like, fuck, I can play hockey now. Let's do it. And they put him in an actual hockey match, and he got fucking wrecked, bro. It's mad funny.
That's great.
And then, like, one of the guys was like, he did the gloves thing. He's like, yo, we're fighting. And he, like, tried fighting with the ice skates. It was fucking great.
That's amazing. Yeah, that kid is just, like, odd, like, freakishly athletic. He's just able to, like, it's weird. He'll get called out by people who have, like, records and shit, and then he'll race them or try to out-jump them. And in every case, he's like that close to lose.
Yeah,
like,
by the grace of God, he gets
like,
really
how
close.
the fuck? And he's young too. Like people forget. I'm pretty sure he's like 20.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Because like I think he popped off when he was still in high school, which is fucking props to that guy. But yeah, shout outs to the Royal Rumble. Shout outs to Jay Uso, and shout outs to Dylan and I for not watching it. Because I don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna review a bunch of movies and TV shows that I haven't seen. Shout outs to Severance. Man, they should stop severing people, man.
Shout outs to Succession. Shout outs to the people that were before Succession.
Shout outs to Conclave.
Yeah, let's see you make a joke with this one. Popes.
I was going more like concave. I was thinking more like, you know, like
some wordplay.
Yeah.
You know what, Dylan? I would say it was a good try, but it wasn't a good try. It was a pretty bad try.
Indent, you know.
It's okay. It's all good. All right, let's wrap it up with a little bit of video game talk, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, can they show up?
Well, honestly, they're probably playing video games. Oh, and before we get into the video game talk,
that's the worst part.
To bring it up into another thing, legitimate question, and this was actually on my mind before the trade thing came out.
Okay.
You think Luka Doncic is playing Marvel Rivals?
Well, 100%.
He has to be, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. He's playing it, and he doesn't like it, but I'm sure he plays it every fucking day.
Who does he main? He's definitely like a Moon Knight main or some shit like that. He mained Hanzo in
Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I can see that. But yes, back onto the video game world. I have been platinuming some games again. Been back on the platinum wave. I just platinumed 2, and I want to talk about them because there are games that are very, very special to me. And those games are Sly 2
and Sly 3.
And Sly 3. To give perspective, I'm a really big fan of the Sly Cooper games. They were like some of my favorite games back in the day when I was a kid. And I've kind of made it a mini habit to revisit them and sort of play them on almost a yearly basis. Like I don't do it every year, but like every 2 years I'll just kind of like dust them off, or in this case now that they're on the PlayStation like store, just kind of download them and give them a play. But up until last month, the only way that you were able to play Sly 2 and Sly 3 was to play them through the remastered version from when they made the Sly Collection.
Yes.
And the issue with that is the Sly Collection, as far as like the Sly fans like me have our perspectives about it, it's like there's like a lot of technical issues. It's buggy. In some cases, it feels like there's input lag. So like the game doesn't play as smooth as the originals did on PS2.
Okay.
But now the new ones that they just put on are like legit like straight to ports from the PS2 games on PS5. Essentially, they're emulating the games. So because of that, the games play perfectly. Like, it felt like the first time I played the Sly games when I was a kid. And I have to say, they hold up ridiculously well. I've had reservations about being a Sly Cooper fan because it's such like an overtly cartoony and like childish game. But like gameplay wise, and even bigger than gameplay, like story element wise, those games hold up ridiculously well, right? And I just don't think that they get enough credit at all. And kind of where I'm super excited about is, well, I can't get too excited because I feel like every year they say, oh, there's a Sly Cooper thing coming out, and then fucking it never happens. But there's apparently some reputable video game journalist who says that he has insider information that Sony is in the works of developing new titles for some old IPs that they haven't visited in a really long time. And the one that's making the most noise right now is Sly Cooper. And a big reason for that is because in the past, since September, so past like 4 or 5 months, they have added all 3 of the original Sly games to the store, remastered with trophies. So it's kind of like almost they're trying to get people to play the games again, or new people to touch them and see how they feel about it. And they were like some of the most downloaded games on the store the past couple months. So it brings me a lot of hope that Sony will see that and be like, yep, let's put some money into the raccoon again. And the other ones are Twisted Metal and Ape Escape, so that'd be cool too to see some new some Sony games. But yeah, that's my spiel on the Sly games. They're fantastic. Sly 2 is legit a 10 out of 10. I still think it is one of, if not the best PS2 game ever made, up there with like God of War 3 and like GTA Vice City
and
what
and Crosswords Extreme Challenge 2.0
and American Idol for the PS2. Yes. But that being said, love the games, and the next platinum on the list is officially Dave the Diver. So
get ready.
I am ready. I'm excited to experience that. I was taking a look at the trophy requisites for the Stanley Parable, and that game is never getting.
No, yeah. That I remember when Jerry said it, and I was like, I already bought that game for when it was $5 in the store, and I played it because that's like one of my favorite games, and I recommend anyone to go play that game. But yeah, no, the platinum is ridiculous.
Tell me I have to leave my PlayStation on for 24 hours on a Tuesday?
Yes.
I'm good, pal. I want to use my PlayStation for 24 hours. Apparently, though, what I've heard is the trophy is cumulative, so you don't have to leave it on for 24 straight. Like, you can leave it on 6 hours one Tuesday, 6 hours another Tuesday. But either way, it's just, why?
It's still a lot.
It's annoying. Don't make me jump through fucking hoops, man.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's like a real-time, like, you gotta wait real time for something in a game. What the fuck are we doing? Is this a mobile game? Is this a game that I'm like using while I'm on the toilet? Like, what is this? No, this is an official game. Just put everything on there and I fucking play it.
Yeah.
That fucking simple. But I will say, Bobby, Dave the Diver, it is like a pretty.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and you don't. It's like you don't need the guide until like the end.
Cool.
Like there's no guy like
I saw there's only like one missable trophy and like Metal Gear Solid-esque level that it was mentioned. But, and they said it's like normal. Like you just have to interact with something. And that's it. So I'm hyped. It looks fun. I'm ready to dive for some fish.
And all the other shit
that's down there.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get annoyed. There's gonna be a point where you're gonna have to stop playing because you're like, this ain't even the same. Like, you're gonna be in like a sports game. You're gonna be like, wait, I don't want to play this. What am I doing? I'm like golfing. Like, no, I don't want this.
Sounds like a vibe. I like games that kind of explore different genres too. So that's gonna be fun. All right, you got anything left to swing it into?
I mean, fucking Go Sports. Coming up, we got the hockey Four Nations tournament.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that, right? Can I wait? Let me guess. It was U.S., Sweden,
yes,
Canada, and Germany. No, Finland.
Yes,
it is Finland.
Yes,
let's go.
Because no Russia. But Finland is. I was looking it up. Finland is bigger than Russia. It's just that the Russian players are like more big, like more popular.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, not to cut you off, speaking of the Four Nations tournament, have you heard of the new Netflix basketball documentary coming out, Court of Gold?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I thought that premise was sick. Because I'm not going to lie, as soon as I like started watching the trailer, I was like, oh, great. Another fucking U.S. Olympic basketball documentary, because there haven't been 17 of these, right? But I like the fact that they're kind of going deeper and they're showing the perspective of other countries, specifically the U.S. men's team, the French men's team, the Canada's men's team, and the Serbians. So I think that's really fucking cool.
It's like every side of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically hockey, they didn't go to the Olympics last time. Everyone was kind of salty about it.
Are they Winter Olympics? Is that how that is? Cool.
Yes, on ice.
I mean, I'd figure. I'm just being for sure.
Yeah, it is like the indoor sports are a little weird. It's like you could do these on both technically. But yeah, essentially the Olympic Committee was like, you should prove to us that you can do this. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a normal thing now where it's like they take like a week and a half break and it'll either be Olympics or just All-Star game.
Gotcha.
But this year now, the All-Star game, they were like, no one really wants to do it. So you just made All-Stars and then had them play for their countries.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like its own mini Olympics, so to speak.
Yeah, and it gets everyone in the mood for it. They get used to playing.
It's like the World Cup of baseball type shit. Baseball World Cup.
And I want to say that I want to root for America. However, all of these other fucking countries can fucking play. Yeah. Low-key Finland too. Finnish people are fucking crazy.
Well, it feels like most of the players you get are from like other countries, right? For hockey.
And also like Finland is crazy because it's like, I know that. Have you ever heard like a Finnish accent?
No.
It's like Swedish mixed with Russian. It sounds insane.
Yeah. I've never talked long enough for one of them to finish. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You should check yourself real quick, bro.
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty sweet joke.
I don't know, man. It's pretty greasy.
Finland. But anyway.
So I'd be like, oh, don't be Turkey. And someone's like, that's Asia. Fuck you.
Ah, shit. But yeah, and the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
We got this. Everyone's excited, man. We got two brand new teams that have never been to the Super Bowl.
Literally every year. Why the fuck? It's like they keep adding more games to the NFL season. They're like, we want to add a 19th week. Another week. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's
Patrick Mahomes is still the best.
It's the same 4 teams every fucking time, man. The Jets suck. The Giants suck. Every once in a while, the Giants are good. And that's it. You go home.
And I will say 2 things.
Yes.
Number 1. And this is both 2 things as someone who does not watch football until like the very end of the season.
Yes.
Go Eagles.
Oh, yeah. I'll go Eagles.
Number 2. I did watch the Buffalo Bills Kansas City Chiefs game. That game was bullshit. That game was full bullshit. I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, the Buffalo Bills should have won it. But there were some calls that were just fucking egregious as shit.
Yeah, welcome. You should have watched the entire NFL season.
That's why I don't watch football.
Yeah, the Chiefs literally would have won like 9 games.
That's why I don't watch football. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, every sport's like that too. Like the refs in hockey literally came out and said, "Yeah, we rigged games." Technically, Jesus. Like not in that way, but they're like, "Yeah, we control the game." They said that way.
This guy's getting investigated now. Terry Rozier on the Heat for game betting. That's fucking. If he does, he's blacklisted. But anyway, all good. We covered some bases. Sports talk. Game talk. Night talk.
We could keep fucking. I mean, I know we said this was short, but I mean, I think this is when we break into the segment about the concerns about the Middle East.
This is the Jam and Yam of the week, where we're going to be talking about our music recommendations, and we're not going to be talking about hot button issues and giving our unprofessional opinions about.
Yes, I mean, think about the war.
Is that it shouldn't be happening. War is bad, last time I checked.
What is it good for, guys?
Absolutely nothing.
That's correct.
Thank you, Edwin.
My yam of the fucking week, guys. You ready for this, Bobby? You ready for my yam of the week?
I don't know, maybe.
It is a fucking banger, and it is the acoustic version of A Little Faster by There for Tomorrow.
Whoa,
right?
Are you saying A Little Faster, the theme song to the Ben 10 live-action movie on Cartoon Network?
Oh, this, like... The BPM on the acoustic is faster. I don't know how they do it, but they just like that on the...
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's I was not expecting that one at all. Just for that, I should pick like You and I by Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Fuck. I actually don't really. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't get a chance to really pick a jam of the week this week, but I will say that out of all of these songs that I have been listening to, the one that I've probably been listening to the most is called Hello Hi by Little Simz. So shout out to Little Simz, very, very popular rapper from London, England. She might not be from London. She's from England, though. So England. But yeah, shout out to Little Simz.
The kingdom that is once united.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for joining us for episode 225 of this here podcast.
That was all right. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Considering we didn't have
I like that.
Joey or Jerry. Is that camera recording?
Yeah.
Are you sure? It's not.
Right.
Sick. Well,
Right.
I'll check that at some point. But anyway,
I could have sworn I pressed record on that, bro. I know I pressed record on that shit, bro.
I'll check. Maybe halfway through something happened.
Okay.
But either way, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Make sure to go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to Team Joystick. And we'll catch you next week where Joey and Jerry.
Can we do an episode where it's only them two?
Yeah, we really should.
Well, I want that. And they just got to sit here. They
It's still in my house. I still have to set it up and everything.
Yeah, you stand over them like a disappointed father.
To a disappointed director. But thanks for watching. And I know I can't talk into this camera, so...
Did I not press record, bro?